We have a live event coming up. It's called Belief Systems Engineering. And I want to tell you a little bit more about what it is we're up to, why it's important, and why we're doing this right now. All of you know that you have belief systems, and I'm willing to bet my last dime that you don't actually have an accurate view of what your belief system is. Instead, what you have is a very accurate portrayal of what you hope your belief system is, or what you think it ought to be, or what a kind and decent and upright person ought to be believing, and all this kind of stuff. But most of us are trapped in this loop of self-deception, and we do not actually look at ourselves the way others see us, or we certainly don't do it in an objective or scientific manner. But it is possible to take a real good look at what you're doing and find out exactly what your most closely held, most important beliefs are and how they act in concert in order to either lift you up or hold you back and hold you down. Now, when we talk about change technologies, a lot of times we're talking about things that make what we call symptom level changes. That is, there's something going on, we teach you how to alleviate that. Either we take the standard psychology view and teach you how to cope with the fact that you're doing this, or we actually show you how to change some things. But underlying all of this is a set of unexamined premises, a set of repetitive thoughts that form what we call beliefs, or even worse, convictions. And when you have these repetitive styles of thought, emotions, behaviors, and they are looping largely outside the awareness of your conscious mind, you find that it is these beliefs that control what you're allowed to notice, what you're allowed to perceive, how you're allowed to respond to your sensory input, what's possible, what do you deserve, things like this. It's all controlled by the other than conscious processes that are operating off to perpetuating these existing beliefs. So the good news is the good, positive, and power beliefs you have, those are locked in. They're really difficult to eradicate. And the things that are holding you down, holding you back, just make no sense at all at this point in your life, they never did. Well, those things are really deeply held, and they're very difficult to eradicate. What we're going to do in the Belief Systems Engineering class is show you a bomb-proof, simple way to go ahead, determine what your belief system actually is, and then move into the modification phase, which is changing these belief systems using very powerful hypnotic tools, perhaps deleting a belief system, just getting rid of it, and then going on to how do you dream up? How do you structure really well-formed, positive, powerful beliefs that we can imprint into you using hypnotic technique so that your other than conscious, absolutely reflexive behaviors are based on things that you have chosen and you put in there deliberately in order to get control over your thoughts, your feelings, and behaviors, and begin to literally drive your life, not just reacting with skill and speed as what is being thrown up in front of you, but rather making the change and making the world respond to you as an act of your will. Now, this is an advanced class. We insist that before you come to this class, you have gone through either our intro classes or somebody else's intro classes. If you're not sure, call the office, because we want you to be adept at two things. One is you must have the ability to go into trance. You must have the ability to go into somnambulism, to enjoy the process and be comfortable with the process of making changes in the somnambulistic state. Now, you also have to be adept at leading all your fellow students into the somnambulistic state, because like any other of my events, there's going to be lectures, there's going to be discussions, there's going to be funny illustrative stories, there's going to be demos, and then there's going to be set piece exercises. Now, some of these are going to be where we're sitting down to derive it, so it'll be done through individual work, or we're going to be done working in round tables. But more often than not, they're actually one-on-one trance exercises where you have to be the hypnotist and then you also have to be the subject. So you get both sides of the change work like we always do, which means that I can't afford to stop and take half a day or even the first full day trying to get everybody up to speed, because that wastes a third of the class. Instead, in this particular class, we're going to hit the ground running. So all of you should want the benefit that you can get out of this class. It's one of the most interesting, compelling, engaging classes that I teach in our series. If you have any question about whether you're qualified, not just, I have things going wrong in my life and I need to fix this, because we're all there, but instead, if you have any questions about whether you think you're qualified in terms of your skill set, call the office. Okay, call the office. We'll be happy to talk to you. We'll straighten the whole thing out. This is a limited attendance class, and it's not because we're trying to create some sense of artificial scarcity. It's rather there's going to be a lot of intense work going on, and given the staff that I normally have available to me, there's a limit to how many people we can work with at a given amount of time. And yes, we are filling up, because at the time of this taping, we're only about, 6-7 weeks away from the seminar itself. So what I want you to do is think, right? Are your beliefs serving you? Are your beliefs in accord with who you want to be? Or do you suspect that perhaps your beliefs are pulling you in a direction other than the one you have consciously chosen? Have you worked with trance? Do you feel comfortable with it? Are you really motivated towards making incredibly rapid, really deep, significant changes at the identity level? If so, we've got something for you. It's going to happen 3 days in July. Go ahead, click, whatever, get a hold of us, find out all the details, and I'll see you in Orlando. We're going to change those beliefs for the better forever.